Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the all-new 2027 Infiniti QX65 Autograph all-wheel drive. This model is finished off with the premium two-tone paint, obsidian black for the roof and radiant white for the rest of the vehicle. And with the tech package, MSRP is just over $71,000. Now this is powered by the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's paired to the 9-speed automatic. Pumps out 268 horsepower, 286 pound-feet of torque. Weighs in around 4,700 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds with a top speed of 130 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 18.5 gallons. You can expect to see 20 miles per gallon in the city and 26 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 114.2 inches. Its overall length is 198.9. It has a width of 86, a height of 69.7, and its ground clearance measures in at 5.9 inches. Now as we move on to the exterior styling for this latest QX65, this resembles the rest of the Infiniti lineup as you would expect. So there's no significant changes other than a different body style. Now up front, you'll notice the massive Infiniti logo along with a forward camera, and there's lots of gloss black for this model. There's several cutouts within this grille too to provide cooling when needed. And you'll notice coming off of the top of the grille, there's a thin housing where there's the DRL and the turn signal. The housings just underneath that are for the headlights and the high beams where there's more gloss black trim accents. And that works its way to the lower section of the bumper where there's parking sensors and the sensor for the Pro Pilot system, which is the distance pacing for your cruise control. There's also a few subtle lines coming down the hood to blend in nicely. Now this model also has a two-tone design for these wheels. It also features the center wheel cover there, so that way the lug nuts are not exposed, which is a nice look. You'll notice the fender arches and the side skirt are finished off in gloss black, and it works its way to the power folding side mirrors where there's a camera and a turn signal. You'll notice some brushed accents for the window trim to help break it up, because up top, more gloss black and that full moonroof. Now, as we take a step back, this QX65 has that coupe-like design for the rear. So that steeply raked rear glass, really nice proportions though for the rest of the side and the trim accents that work their way to just above the taillight there. Now this also has the third brake light up top with the spoiler integrated up there. And there's the LED bar that runs through the power liftgate. Infiniti is spelled out. More gloss black in the bumper there, where there's also parking sensors, the backup camera, and the factory tow hitch. This can tow up to 6,000 pounds. Now this also has remote start, so lock it, hold the top button, and that's how you can activate it. And then you can also hold that button again to shut it off as well. There's also a control for the rear liftgate, or just use this hidden button up underneath. And that's how you can gain access to this storage. Where for being on the smaller side, it is actually super practical. Tons of space back here. This is an optional bag that you can get. It velcros to the floor, so that way your items won't roll around. You do have some more hidden storage under the floor, and you also have controls where you can fold down the back seats from here, which is nice. There's also some hooks, an area you can place your cover, and there's some tie downs too. You have quite a lot of space for this smaller vehicle. Up top, you can close the liftgate or you can lock the vehicle. Now, if you do lock it, there's no proximity door handles in back, so just use the key fob or the door handles up front. This is also paired with the vermilion red leather interior. There's the Klipsch audio. You get storage down below for cup holders too. There's some wood trim accents and brushed accents too. Now these back seats have the two-tone design to them. They also recline, and there's a bar underneath to slide them forwards and backwards. So depending on if you need more leg space or more cargo space, with this control here, you can also fold the seats flat. And that gives you a lot more space, of course. And it's a low vehicle, so it's easy to get into. At 5'10", I have a good bit of space. It's also relatively flat across, so that way you can place in some more items. You do have a storage pocket. You get heated seats. There's the fan speed where you'd like the air to go, some auxiliaries too. And at 5'10", currently, I'm just barely touching the headliner with the seat all the way up. But once I recline it, you get a little bit more space as you would expect, and a comfortable place to be for this smaller vehicle. There's also the armrest. You get cup holders and a little bit of storage too. And then those cargo windows on the side are going to help provide even more visibility. Now you do have memory seating adjustments for your driver's seat, window controls, side mirror adjustments, and then the same layout as in back. For your front seats, however, you get speakers in the headrest, which is a really unique touch. And then once we hop in, This has the easy entry and exit. So as I start it up, the steering wheel and the seat will go into the set position that I had them in. So that just makes it a little bit easier to enter and exit, of course, as you would expect. So the steering wheel is finished off in leather. There's also paddle shifters. It is an automatic steering wheel, so you have that adjustment. On the right side, cruise control settings, voice commands, and Bluetooth. Left side, you have volume, tuning, and then these adjustments to go through the digital gauge cluster. So currently, you'll notice we can look at all this information in full screen. So you have quite a lot that you can go through, just depending on what you need to see. A lot of vitals, you can pull up the map, your music. You also have some of the tech features with that ProPilot assistance, and then you have various settings to get into as well. So you can quickly configure all of these as needed. And then if I push on the lower right button, we can change the meter view. So now you can make that a little bit smaller and bring up the tach and miles per hour. You can still go through all of this information. It's just going to be a little bit smaller. You also have your audio and driver assistance that you can get into and configure those as needed. Now on the left side, you have a steering assist. You can shut off the head-up display, and then you have the rear liftgate. There's one air vent, more leather, more trim, and then with the infotainment system, you have a good bit to go through here as well. So you have all these widgets. You can add some as needed. You have your home along with the map. There's music, your phone, voice commands, and then the last one you can go through some more of the apps here, just depending on what you need to see. Now there's more vents underneath that, and then you have a separated panel here for your climates. So there's fan speed in the middle, temperature dials, you get heated and ventilated seats, a heated steering wheel, there's volume, some more audio adjustments up top, even a brightness for that infotainment system. And you have some rear controls too, so that way you can do this from up front and adjust what you need to. Now there's also wireless charging down below. You get cup holders, and then with the gear selector, we have the 360 camera view. So you have a lot of visibility. Once I put it into drive, now you can bring up even more and get into that 3D view. So you can see around the whole vehicle. You can also see under the vehicle too, which is really neat. Now if you go back without using the release, that's how you can go into the manual setting to use the paddle shifters. Park's located up top, and then you have a few different driving modes. So you can go through these as needed, depending on how you need that all-wheel drive system to react. There's also the engine start-stop feature, auto hold with the e-brake, and then you have more controls for this system. So you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system. You can easily use all of these controls and the rotary dial as well. Now you get storage in the armrest along with an auxiliary. There's also a locking glove box, and you also have additional storage located underneath, so you can place some items there as needed. Up top, there's the digital rear view mirror. So there's garage door buttons on the left, and then settings to get into on the right. So you can go through those as needed. There's also a sunglass holder, dome lights, and controls for both the sunroof and sunshade. And then here's a look at visibility. With those small cargo windows in the back, they definitely help in visibility from the driver's seat. So super easy to see all around. As we set up behind the wheel now for this all new QX65, this is basically the sportback version of the QX60. So this gives us that steeply raked rear glass. It does not offer a third row to prioritize more rear cargo space. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, this does have a rear wiper blade, which I didn't mention earlier. It's hidden behind the spoiler, so that way it gives it that cleaner rear end design. So for this all new model, this is very nice. I've been driving this for a couple of days, and it's a very luxury focused vehicle. Definitely very smooth, very well insulated, and it does offer a good bit of space as Infiniti designed it to be. I am very impressed with that rear cargo space. With how small this SUV is, you can pack a lot in if you're not looking for a big vehicle. So this is something that would be great for city driving. If you're just not looking for a larger SUV, you can still make this work and be practical for what it has to offer. Now, as far as the driver's seat here goes for space, at 5'10", I have about 3 inches or so of headroom at the current moment, and the seat does go down a good bit. So you can be much taller than me and still fit comfortably up front here. Now with the driving modes, let's put into sport mode. We can activate the paddle shifters now. And since we have all-wheel drive, that's going to give us better grip, especially in inclement weather like this. That is impressive. That wasn't even pedal to the floor, and we are up to speed. So not a slouch by any means for that Turbo 4. Paddle shifters were very responsive too. I am thoroughly impressed with that acceleration. So if you want a little bit of sporty driving to your luxury focused SUV, you can do that with this. It's going to handle pretty well. Being a smaller vehicle, it has a lower center of gravity, so you can take this on some back roads if you're going on a long road trip or something like that, and just give you a little bit more confidence while you're driving and have those sporty aspects. And still in sport mode, second gear, here we go. And with a decent acceleration, we're up to speed. And again, the paddles are very responsive, so that is great to see. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the latest QX65. Really nice place to be. All of the materials are what you would expect. There's even some soft touch materials on the door panel. So if there is plastic, it is very well hidden, and it just gives you a great vibe for this vehicle. And over the last couple of days of driving this, I really don't have any complaints. Everything seems to be very user-friendly, and it's just a nice vehicle to drive. So if you want that luxury aspect, this is certainly an option to consider, and it's going to give you quite a lot. Now for the QX65, there are only 3 trim levels that will be available, with this Autograph being the top trim level, so that way you can see everything that this potentially can have to offer. So you have 3 different options, just depending on how you'd like to spec it, and of course the price that you want to pay for your SUV. But a very great vehicle to drive. Visibility is super easy to see, as I mentioned earlier, with the pillars in the back. For being a small vehicle with that coupe-like design, it's really very easy to see over both shoulders. So you have a very maneuverable, smaller vehicle that's super practical at the same time. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2027 Infiniti QX65. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I'll see you all in the next video.